All right, YouTube fam and Insta fam and TikTok fam. Good Lord, I got a lot of y'all. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. You guys are really, 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 truly my driving force for doing the stuff that I do. I was planning to post a vlog of a doctor that goes by the name of Dr. Christine. Um, and this doctor was basically on board with the other doctors who are revolutionary, who basically were exposing the truth about big pharma and how the vast majority of these doctors use it to profit off of you, and it's not so much about the greater good of your newborn child, much less your toddler and possibly adult child. So Dr. Christine, I hope you mysteriously, magically, whatever you may want to say, come across this vlog. And I just humbly want to thank you for your efforts to fighting medical tyranny. So, Dr. Christine, I'm sorry about my kids in the background, but I do humbly want to say thank you, that I am extremely grateful for you and all that you're doing, your rigorous efforts, and trust and believe. I am active in the community and at large. I am an activist myself, and I do definitely understand the heavy load that is bestowed upon somebody's shoulders, when you're trying to get the truth out there. And for some reason or another, girl, there are just a ton of sheep people out there, sheeple parents, first time parents, people alike, that they are too obliged and too afraid to recognize the truth. And for whatever reason, they believe the lies because they rather stay ignorant and in their fear than to be awake and aware. And I am very blessed that back in 2014, I was discovered as an independent activist. And that is when I was picked up by the group Anonymous. And I was honorably selected to be a part of the collective, which I've been a part of the collective for what feels like a decade now. As you can see, I got my hoodie on. And, I'm so immensely grateful for my Anonymous family, and I will forever be indebted to all of them, simply for the fact that they are the reason that I am alive. Without my Anonymous family and without my church family, I just really don't even know if I would even be here at all. So to my Anonymous family and to my church fam at Canyon Ridge, thank you guys so much for all that you do and all your efforts to keep me and my family thriving, and just for protecting me when I was, at my lowest and I just thought that I couldn't push forward anymore. And you guys really were that driving force that I needed, that little nudge, if you will, that I needed just to kind of get my feet back being grounded and things like that. So I love you all so freaking much. But Anonymous fam, I'm going to do this vlog for Dr. Christine first, and then I will be doing a separate vlog talking to y'all about this independent case that I got. And I will also be posting the car that did this as well, so that those of you who are interested in getting involved, getting justice for my son, and things like that, thanks be to God that he's alive and he's okay, but he's traumatized, as any child his age would be traumatized by something that to that extent or caliber. No, go ask your sister. And so I'm so grateful to God, obviously, first and foremost, that, he's okay. But I'm extremely furious at the fact that this piece of shit lives in the back of the complex and basically is getting away with a felony offense and attempted murder. So, something definitely needs to be done. And this is probably before I lose my shit. But enough with that. Like I said, Anonymous fam, will be doing a separate vlog for y'all and posting up those pictures for those of you who want to be involved. Also, I gotta mention this because I know a lot of y'all, because we got infiltrated, y'all, back like 2-3 years ago. A lot of y'all are going under the Great Lundini now, which is fine. I'm to each their own. If y'all think that that's the way to go, then good for freaking you. Shit, for real. Good on you. Because I noticed a vast majority of y'all online y'all be stopping these crooked ass people. So more power to you guys. And I stand in solidarity with you. If you are not from Las Vegas, Nevada, and you are from one of the 50 states in the U.S., I definitely stand in solidarity with you. And I love my worldwide anonymous fam. Y'all are just the fucking best. As a matter of fact, I had this one sister who offered me to go to England, and as of recently, I've really been kind of contemplating going over there with my kids, just because, it would be a first time real traveling trip. I just kind of got to see, the logistics of it and all that kind of nonsense, and see if, in fact, she's okay, how the scamdemic has been altering things over there, because I would hate to walk into a grave situation with my kids. So with that being said, I definitely want to make sure that it's something that is relatively safe, and that will be mostly pleasant. And I probably wouldn't be there for very long. I'd probably be there like a day or two, and then taking off on the third day. And yeah, that's just that. But anyways, this video was actually intended for Dr. Christine. I saw the vlog that you did with the rest of the 99%er awoken doctors and pediatricians and scientists, and I just want to say a humble thank you, because doctors like you are the reason that our children will have a opportunity to defend and protect themselves, and in the future, when they are old enough to have their own families, they will then be able to go on and continue that legacy of protecting those kids as well. With that being said, a lot of what you said, I am not only a part of Anonymous, I'm a part of the greatergood.org and Vaxxed. As you very well probably do know, Vaxxed is the one that goes on a tour bus, goes around the nation, awakening the general public, etc., 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 with scientists, world-renowned pediatricians, and, I want to say virologists, but I think there's only one who's talking about the truth. And I gotta really make this comment. The other day, I was at the hospital, and I saw this nurse giving a vaccine of hepatitis to a newborn baby. And what really got my attention was the effect of that vaccine was almost immediate. It wasn't 15 minutes later, not an hour later, 2 hours later, whatever, you guys deem. It was the instant that needle got into the skin of the baby was just hysterical, okay? Now, we know the localized kind of poke that it makes, right? But it was so much more than that. You could tell that there was an adverse reaction happening instantaneously there. And I just really felt bad for the dad and the mom of that child, because they were not in that specific area. This is the area in the hospital in labor and delivery where they vaccinate the child with hepatitis A and B, and they do the what is it called, really something Leuven test, where they check your child to see if they have jaundice, or any other ailing illnesses that you should be aware of before you go home with baby. And also they check and they put that little heart monitor to check the heart of the child and all that fun stuff. Well, no, it's not fun. I shouldn't even have said that. And so I witnessed this newborn baby, being tortured by the nurse, literally. And it was just so sad, because mom and dad weren't there. My newborn daughter, that was not even a day and a half old, her dad went into the hallway, because initially that's what the plan was, for her dad to go with her to that area to monitor what this crooked ass nurse was doing. Well, it just so happened that the nurse was trying to distract my husband from really seeing what was going on. And so my newborn daughter, I truly don't know what it is about these pandemic babies, but my baby is as healthy as they come. I did not allow any fucking kind of vaccine to get into her. And so, with that being said, my daughter called me, my newborn daughter, who was not even a day and a half old. She said, "Mom," and it blew me away, because I actually could understand her. Like, I don't even understand how she can be so small and so little and know how to do that. I truly freaking don't. But she did, so I immediately, as much of in pain as I was and as much as I was sore, I got up and I'm like, you know what, I'm going with my baby girl. I'm not gonna let these fucking doctors or nurses do shit that they don't belong doing, and I'm certainly not gonna allow them to profit off of my child, because I'm one of the awoken parents. And you can actually go to Mountain View and ask those nurses that dealt with me. They didn't want me there because they know that I'm awake and they know that they cannot profit off of any of my fucking kids. Period. With that being said, so when it came time for my daughter, um, we went to the back, and like I said, my husband went back to the room. I went, but my husband also knew that I'm a fucking flaming hot fireball, and that if I see some fucked off shit, I'm gonna call you out on it. And so I was there, at first things seemed kind of seemingly okay. Like, all right, they're just checking her heart rate, making sure her heart is functionally working so that we don't get discharged. And, maybe she could have some bad reaction or something like when we get home. And so they checked her heart. That was okay. And then at one point, they did the jaundice test, which you get poked in your foot for. At that point, I was on fire. I'm sorry. Shall we? And so at that point, this nurse who goes by the name of Christine, who works at Mountain View Hospital in Las Vegas, Nevada, Clark County. Ooh, deep trouble there, eh? She decided that she was going to go a little bit further, just then lightly putting that needle into her foot. She took it a step further by shoving it in her heel. I could hear what sounded like a click, which tells me that that was way, way too deep in my daughter's foot. That's not supposed to happen at all. It is supposed to be just a little prick, and they are supposed to get the blood out, and you're supposed to be done with it. Nobody is supposed to be in screaming agony. Whether it, it's just not supposed to be like that. Period. She's a newborn baby, so obviously she doesn't understand what the hell is going on. But with that being said, she shoved it in her foot, and then after the fact, had the audacity of, squeezing my daughter's heel repeatedly, getting the blood for the test. You could tell that she was a salty ass bitch. Like, from the get-go, you could tell Christine had some mommy issues and daddy issues at home, because no real woman who's a nurse and who's compassionate is going to behave in that manner, period. I don't give a fuck if you don't like hearing it. You're going to hear it, and I'm going to say it, period. And so, like I said before, she goes by the name of Christine. She works in Mountain View Hospital in the labor and delivery department, and she works night shifts. When she came to my room, it was about, I would say, 11 at night. So it was quite late. And she didn't come for my daughter until about almost between 5 and 6 a.m. With that being said, my daughter was screaming, her poor little mind out. At that point, I was literally ready to assault her. But my daughter, my newborn daughter, of all the kids that I got, because I got 5 kids, and from what I see, it's mostly my daughters to try to keep me out of trouble, because they know that I'm on some other next level type of shit. And so, my little one, my newborn, gave me this "mom, don't fucking knock her out" look. And so I decided to use my voice of reasoning. I'm like, okay, fine. If, she's making those kind of gestures to me, then I clearly need to calm the fuck down so that we can get discharged and get the fuck home where we belong, period. And so that's kind of what I did. I ended up, not assaulting this bitch, which it's slowly eating me up inside, because this bitch is basically getting away with torturing my daughter, and who knows how many other countless newborn babies she's been really hurting badly. So, in brief, I decided to do the honorable thing and keep my shit where it needed to be, even though I was raging mad. I ended up just, giving my daughter that peace of mind. not punching the crap out of this lady, and basically coming home. But I'm still planning to get justice for my newborn. I'm still planning to do all of that. However, there's a right way and a wrong way of doing stuff, and I acknowledge that if I had hit her, I would be in jail right now, and I most likely would not be here with my kids. So I'm grateful that my little one kept me in place, basically, and now I'm home with everybody, and we're okay. I can't really fully say that for myself because yesterday, there were some kids who were trying to mess with my two older daughters, and so I lost my cool, and I ran downstairs and I almost opened up my incision. So I can't really entirely say that I'm okay. I'm still kind of tender and in pain, but I mean, what the fuck gives? You gotta act quick when shit like that goes on, and sometimes you're just not gonna be able to take your time, and that's what a lot of these deadbeat ass dads don't fucking realize is that even though you had a baby by surgery, sometimes you're not given that opportunity to recover. Sometimes you're not even given the chance to breathe. Sometimes you're not even given the chance to even fucking get a shower, which to me is not a big deal because I love my kids. I love spending time with them. They're funny and dumb and cool and all that, all in one. So, not being able to take a shower in the same day, fine. But the next day or at night, that's when, you hop in there when you got some downtime and you good. But, going back to this thing with Christine and how she did my daughter, it's just, oh my God. Like, I can't describe how clearly my daughter, who was not even a day and 24 hours old, called me into the hallway. Like, she literally called, Mom, like the agonizing voice that she had behind it is what got my attention. I'm like, oh no, you fucking won't, you bitches. And so, knowing my crazy ass, I went into that room with her. And then my daughter realized that I lost my shit at some point, after she had done that last exam, and, she was just being a bitch in general. So, my newborn gave me this, Mom, don't fucking lose your shit. Let's just get out of here, look. And so I was like, okay, let me roll with these punches and let me not end up in jail because I know that they need me. And so that's what I ended up doing, just to come home and learn that, there was a fucking crazy ass new person renting here, who is a hot mess express. And like I said, I'm not going to discuss those details in this vlog, simply for the fact that, it's a separate vlog that was intended for anonymous only. So y'all are going to be unfortunately left out of the loop on that one. But because it's very near and dear and it's private information, and hopefully my hacktivist brothers and sisters, y'all jump up on the game and we can get this guy's car hacked, or I don't know, because it did look like a newer, Avalanche. So I think y'all should be able to, but I don't know. And, he was going, basically 55, I'm sorry, 55, what the fuck am I saying? 52 in a 5 MPH apartment complex. So, and never mind that, but the streets where we live are really narrow, so you really got to be careful. And not to mention that, but then we got a whole crap ton of kids who are constantly outside. And it just so happened that day that this transpired, my kids and I were out there. So, but like I said, I'm not going to go into detail on this vlog. That's just the very bare minimum. I will share those details with Anonymous Worldwide and Anonymous US. So we'll see who jumps on the bandwagon to help investigate this and get my son justice. But I did want to expose the nurse Christine that works at Mountain View Hospital. She works basically night shift, and she's kind of short and heavy set. She has dark brown hair. is Curly. And she's just an awful nurse all around. A very literal awful nurse. And if y'all had seen what she put my... Oh, I forgot to mention the best part. So Nurse Christine couldn't stand the fact that my daughter was hysterical after she had basically tortured her. And after the fact, she decided that it would be I guess, good idea to force down a pacifier. And I'm like, look, bitch, if my daughter chokes on this shit, I'm gonna fucking choke you the same fucking way. And that's just the way it's gonna be. Period. Because I ain't letting no motherfucking cunt fuck with my kids. I'm the mom that if you fuck with my kids, if I even moderately see you put a fucking hand on my kids, I will go straight out punch you in your throat. That's just who I am. You be lucky if you're not a minor. Yeah, it's time for your generation to be raised the correct way. With that being said and in mind, we got discharged. What was that? That was on the 4th, right? Yeah. And so I came home just to find this quack ass crazy MFer in the back. And then, I had all these things going on. I got so much going on, y'all. Like my mom just had open spine surgery. And she's not doing very well from that. And it's just a world of mess. My mom's dogs, they're a major part of the problem. I had to go deal with the ordeal of picking up all the kids after I got out of the hospital. My husband being kind of wish-washy, and who fucking knows, dude. But it really kind of gets to me because they all know what they're doing. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you and fuck them and fuck it all. You know what I mean? And so, and then, you know what I think is the most funniest? Like, my husband's mom and his 2 youngest sisters, they be thinking that I don't fucking know that, that they don't like me. And I know that they just come to be seeing my husband, obviously. I ain't fucking stupid. They need to quit the petty ass act and really woman the fuck up and, own up to that shit. Because if you guys think that for a fucking second I don't know that you guys don't like me, then you got a motherfucking blindfold on and you definitely are gonna have some issues. They're as fake as they come, y'all. Like, for real. Like, it's just that stupid and basic. Like, don't bullshit me, because I can see through you like a fucking transparent wall. Don't fucking bullshit me, okay? And I know y'all be staying done, being done, talking shit, so you might as well blow that cover off the wall. But truth be told, I really don't give a fuck how they view me. As long as my kids are happy and healthy, who gives a fuck how they think? Period. And there is so much I could come up on here and talk about, but y'all, this is not the time or the place. So that was Nurse Christine. Like I said, she works in Mountain View Hospital, night shift. And I was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I came back on Monday. And, she really tortured my daughter. And then the other nurse that was torturing the other baby. Some of these nurses really be acting like they're medical students. And they went to Pima Institute or one of those clown-ass colleges. I'll give you your degree in 4 months. That's why we in the situation we are. We don't need no 4-month fucking half-ass registered nurses. We need some real compassionate, loving nurses. The end. And yeah, that's about it. But I mostly wanted to expose the Nurse Christine and Dr. Christina. Wow, the irony, right? 2 different women, 2 different professions. One's a doctor, one's a nurse. The one that did my youngest newborn wrong was a nurse. Dr. Christina, I just wanted to thank you again, humbly, for standing up for the people's right and most importantly, the children. And I just want to implore you to stay fighting, not to give in to medical tyranny, and, fight the elders. And together as one people, we will be successful in making sure that Big Pharma is held liable and accountable and everything in between. But it's going to take a herd of us to make sure that that happens. So I hope I can somehow, in some fashion, find like-minded activists and parents, and we can get this thing done and dealt with. Anyways, Dr. Christina, thank you so much. And to the nurse who did this shit to my daughter, you can expect me. And believe me, I'm going to come full throttle because of the way you did her. You don't ever, and I don't give a flaming hot fucking Cheeto ass, ever shove a needle like that in any baby's heel. But I am planning to expose you, and more than likely I am going to call the medical board, and more than likely you probably will be out of a job because it's called medical malpractice. Or if you don't know what that's the abbreviation for, it's medical malpractice, since apparently you're too stupid to know the abbreviation. You fucked with the wrong mom. And yes, Christine, I heard you talking shit with the other fucking nurses in the little area where y'all sit. What you didn't realize is that I was listening the whole fucking time. You fucked up. I'm 110% that fucking mom. And yes, I am a bitch too, so there you fucking go. An eye for an eye. You can expect me, you fucking cunt.